Workshop where you will be able to explore your career info so far and maybe give you some things to think about for your career choice. So that's really the purpose. Before we get on to that, I think I'm just going to maybe get us chatting a little bit and a bit of an icebreaker. Okay, this is a very interactive kind of thing, and I'm hoping that it's going to get us talking. So that's why we divided into groups around the table so that you can talk among each other but also see me. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do, and I know you guys know each other. First say your name and then two things about you.
My name is Kim. I go to Central High. I live in Kelvin. And I take a size 5.
I grew up in Fastra. Yeah, in I'm 12 years old.
I'm a twin sister, and I'm in Shoreable. And yeah, that's all.
I'm really hate girls, and I hate maths.
You like rugby, girls, and you hate maths. Is that the three?
Mm.
Saying a lot, oh well, something doesn't happen the way it should, and I'm like, oh well, different course of action. So on my piece of paper I wrote down, oh well. Okay. Is there something that seems to be like a guiding motto for you? Because it's quite a lot to look through, so it's to go in, that's okay. Yeah. Sounds a little bit strange. You know, we're talking about our favorite stories and how does this influence careers? So, as I said earlier, stories and the stories we tell and the stories we make up in our heads are actually really important. Because when we communicate with people, we tell stories. Okay? So I want you to start thinking about what the story is that describes you. When somebody says, what do you like? What is the story that you tell them to describe what you like? Okay? You could be saying things like, oh yeah, I am kind. Or you could be saying, I'm a kind person. Right? And you see the difference there. I'm using the same words, but the way that I tell the story is actually quite important. The first one is very hesitant, and the second one is more confident. Okay? So, let's look on page 10. Did you know that the big characters, the first characters that you wrote down, we admire people that often have the same characteristics as us? That's why that person sticks. If you were thinking about who to admire, you could have picked anybody. So why did you pick that person? Because they represent something that you actually have too. Right? And for some reason, that is the way it works. That person seems to stick with us because there's a resonance, something that we connect with them. So now we're going to look at what is it that you connect with in the people that you actually spoke about. Okay, so have a look at those 4 questions. In a sense, we're now going a little bit back. We're going to those 3 initial people that you identified. And the question says, write down the first adjective that you used to describe them. Write down words or similar words that you use to describe them. Write down 2 or more things that your heroes or heroines have in common. And list any other significant words or phrases you use to describe them. Doing stuff, I don't know, going to movies, and they're going to say, what movie do you like to watch? And you're going to go, I don't know, what do you like to watch? So it's actually very important when we make a career decision that we know ourselves or are in the process of getting to know ourselves. And that sounds like an obvious thing, but it is actually a process, and it takes time. And you know, in 6 months' time, you realize a couple of things that you didn't know before, and then a few months' time after that, you realize a few new things. So self-knowledge is something that grows throughout your life, but for career decision, it is particularly important. Okay, so these qualities then are going to, in a sense, affect the story that you tell about yourself. So if somebody says, okay, what do you like? What do you like as a person? Or what do you... The bold and the beautiful, right? And there's something about the drama that is really fun, and you like that. Okay. So, have a look at the descriptions that you use to describe those shows. Have a look at what they have in common and the kinds of things that you are enjoying in the show. Outside in, I know, the botanical gardens, and it's very involved in getting their hands dirty and just lifting things and doing things. That would be a realistic kind of environment. And then you'd see there are some descriptions there. So they give us examples of magazines and television shows. Not all of those shows are in South Africa, but some of them are. So, for example, let's have a look. Runner's World magazine. Okay, very active, fitness-orientated kind of thing. Animal Cops. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a show like that before, where they look after the animals and they go into people's homes that you were thinking of. Are there any careers that don't match these qualities that you can actually just scratch off your list now? Or are there careers in that list that just seem to make a lot more sense now because they seem to represent the qualities that you were drawn to in an environment? I think maybe you might be able to... Does it make sense to you? Okay. Sometimes it's easier when we have a scenario, something like a situation like that, than actually somebody asking, do you like this, do you like that? Okay. So that list should represent things that are important to you that would inform your career decision. So, I want you to think a little bit about how that fits with what you've discovered earlier. Okay? So you might have realized that you like investigative environments, that you really like figuring things out. Does knowing what your top value is, does it fit with investigative environments? Does it help you to figure out more about how to choose a career? And maybe just chat in twos again about, I just want you to talk a little bit about your understanding of how these values fit with your list of options as careers.
For a person to know how he's going to live his life forward and his choices that he's going to make. So, what he loves and everything he cares about, spiritual and emotional. So, it's up to you how you live your life. And that's what I learned today.
Learn anything from these these exercises that was new information that you thought, oh wow, that's interesting?
What can I say? Acknowledge my what do you say?
It's okay.
I learned the values that we need to enter a certain career. Yeah.
Okay.
I learned that you need to really know yourself in order to choose your career, because if you don't know yourself, then how are you gonna fit in with someone, and how are you gonna who you gonna end up.
It can be personal too. You can say, I didn't realize that it was so important to me to, I don't know.
Stop doing that. Okay, what stood out for me is that I'm very inquisitive and stuff. So I like investigative stuff, and I love watching medical detectives.
Okay.
So I'd like to be in the forensics field.
Okay.
And about the different qualities in how it is to link to your career. And if you know your qualities, you will know what career you want to pick in the career base.
I learned who I fit in, and I think I fit in on the social side.
Yes.
Because I like being with others and to interact as well. So as I fit in the social side.
What the type of characters you have is really important to make career decision, and for some careers you're gonna have to have certain type of character in order to handle it. So yeah.
What's what you want to become, and I've learned a lot about the different ways and
Okay. Thank you.
I've learned all the values that you must have in your workplace and what all types of environment they are.
I've learned that my character and I have a lot more stuff in common. That's surely why I like it, why I like my characters, and you need to know what you're good at in order to know what you want to be.
Thank you. Eric?
I learned that the values I have. Yeah, I learned that the values I chose doesn't fit with a career.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. And that's really valuable information for you to now work with, to figure out what would fit together. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Today I've learned that the amount of money that you earn in a job does not mean that you enjoy what you do. It won't give you it won't inspire you. You have to be comfortable at what you're about to do. You have to like what you're doing, because if you like it, then you will do it the best of your ability.
Okay. So it's just an affirmation of to look more broadly than just the money connected to a job. Thank you.
I've learned that in order to know what career you are going into, you need to know what values you need.
I think sometimes as people, we don't think about that until we are asked to focus on that. And it's important. Thank you.
I learned that I had many careers I wanted to go into, but today I narrowed it down.
Okay, good. Okay, and that's kind of moving forward in your decision-making process.
Ik heb geleerd dat wat ik wil bekomen, het gaat niet bij mijn waarde, dus zo ik ben aan dat werk.
Excuseer, ik is jammer.
Ik kan niet Engels praten.
Nee, dat is
Ik heb geleerd dat mijn waarden, dat ik gekozen het stem overeen met wat ik wil bekomen.
Okay.
So dat is ook iets wat je naar moet kijken in termen van.
That the top value that I chose was leadership, and that is a characteristic that I have. Though I would have loved to be early, but yeah, next time I won't be late.
That's fine. But there's also then just an affirmation for you of having that as a career?
Sure. Just say this part. Okay, what I've learned basically, even though I was late, is that sometimes you need to just put aside of your, what now? I don't know what's the word, but just put aside, in order to help other people, you just need to not forget about yourself, but to just stand at pause, put yourself like second place to be able to help the person next to you. Yeah, because of the